West Side. It's me, DC, the Purple Diva, and welcome to Not So Random Chat. Happy Friday, y'all. I know I'm late. Hey, Tattered Hearts. Hey, Live and Learn Joy. Thank you for checking in. Hope you're not going crazy with the kids. It is Friday, y'all. We made it. Around the bedside. I know. It's been so much craziness going on YouTube for the last couple of days, y'all. And I've been in a couple of live streams that were rather long. But it is Friday night. And I don't care if everybody else is live. I'm going to come on for at least a little bit of time. You know. And, let my subs know I'm here. My family, my YouTube family. I hope everybody is ready for the weekend. You've got enough essentials in the house so that you don't have to venture out into the stores this weekend, because y'all know it's going to be probably more people in the stores this weekend than during the week, because even though most of us are on lockdown, there are still some people who actually were going to work. And those that weren't going to work weren't really venturing out much either. But it's the end of the week, and it's right after the first of the month. So there may be some people out there. Hey, Terry. It's been a wild day today, Terry. It's been a wild day. My phone died doing Queen Mayat's thing. And then when I got it back up, it died again when I was in, Bunny's chat. But it's been an interesting day. It's been an interesting couple of days, I'll say. Shouts out to Angel, who came through last night on Autism Awareness, World Autism Awareness Day. And I have to thank him again for getting up here and just, sharing some of his story with you guys, because he can share things better than I can, because I'm still doing it as a, secondhand, because I'm the caregiver. I'm the parent. I'm not really the person on the spectrum. So I really appreciated him coming up here and, sharing with you guys last night. I thought that was really cool of him to do that, and I'm glad that he's, able to take care of himself, and that he fought for the right to be able to do that. Hey, Matt. Yeah, I didn't see y'all all over. I've seen people all over YouTube today. We've been in quite a bit of chats. But, I just hope that everyone has gotten everything. Well, I'll say this. I'll say that as more truth comes out, eventually, hopefully, things will be resolved one way or another. I'll just say it that way. Because every time you turn around, there's someone else that was affected by this. I mean, that whole situation, it really reminds me of something that happened when I was much, much younger. and in the real world. But there was this little scammer that infiltrated a group of friends that I was in. And it took us a little while to figure out what this person was doing. And let me just say this, that it took me, my sister, and several other of the females that were in the group to keep the men that were in this group from whipping this scammer's tail. I mean, you know, this was a person who was doing identity theft. They were stealing people's money. Somehow had gotten access to people's social security numbers, had people's checks. This was some real stuff, but it was in the real world. Hey, Zero. Hey, Uppity Unicorn. So, I mean, this reminds me of that situation. You know, again, we had someone who was, you know, saying that they were more than they were, or they were, I won't say that. They were painting a picture of their life that wasn't their life. That's what they did, you know. And so all of this stuff kind of reminds me of that, because in that situation, it turned out that there was all of these people that had been touched. And it wasn't until one night after skating, because these were people who skated, we all were sitting at a Denny's and we were comparing notes. I don't even know how it even got to this person, but we were there comparing notes. And the sad part was that this person was trying to get close to someone who was really, really close to me. And I had to get that person away from them so I could tell them what was really going on with this person. But that was in, you know, stuff that was going on in real life, you know, off of YouTube, because YouTube didn't even exist at that time. So I can just imagine now, with the advent of the internet, that people can get a lot more sophisticated, I guess, in what they're doing. But it's just sad to me that we all can't just be our authentic self. And Uppity, let me just say to you, Miss Uppity Unicorn, you're a beautiful young lady. And if anyone tells you something different, they're tripping and they're a hater. They're a hater, period, point blank. Hey, Darren. Yeah, it was, I didn't even realize how many people were involved. Because, you know, I don't, yeah, I'm first a Black person, but that's not what my channel's about. And I kind of go all over YouTube. But I kind of stay away from, you know, stuff where people are talking crazy to, you know, either Black men or to Black women. I'm not going to go in those kind of spaces. So the likelihood of me falling over into their space, probably not very, very, very likely, you know, without knowing all of the people in here. So, but it just gets me. I guess I'm confused because I don't have a problem being myself. I like me. I like me. Hey, Angel, I shouted you out. Thank you again for coming up last night. I like who I am, y'all. And if there's something that I want to be different about me, then okay, I guess I can, do that. Now, I'm a skinny girl, so, I don't have no problem with my body at all. But I know that there are some people who have issues with their body image, and they take that stuff out on other people. Sometimes when you self-hate, you kind of throw it off on everybody else. And that's really, really, really sad. And a lot of what I saw, at least in this particular situation, that's what it appeared to me. That's what it appeared to me. And it definitely didn't appear to be anything about unifying Black people. It seemed to be more about tearing them apart and trying to get to the top at everybody else's expense. And then not even doing it authentically. I mean, that's the part that's crazy. So, we'll see what happens. But, when stuff like this comes about, then you're like, well, dang, was anything the truth? Was anything real? Or was it just all this YouTube fantasy? But hopefully soon everyone will be back to creating their content or not, because I don't anticipate that everyone's going to leave this alone. I don't anticipate that. So I'm sure there's more to come, at least for a little while. Yeah, it was some serious treachery. I'm just like, geez, too much time. I don't have that kind of time. And I guess, I've never thought about pretending to be something I wasn't. I'm sure there was some dysfunction in my family. I'm sure everybody has some dysfunction in their family, but pretty much my family is cool. Nothing too crazy. Both of my parents love their kids. We were raised right. My parents didn't get divorced until I was actually an adult. My siblings were not, but I was already grown by the time they did. So, I grew up pretty much with both of them. And my dad remarried. My mom never did, but that's because I told y'all before, I grew up Catholic. So my mom was the one who was Catholic. So therefore, she got married in the church. So she wasn't getting married again. Her preference, whatever. I know people don't let the spats go, but here's the thing. It's like, for me, I am going to keep doing me. I wasn't really hanging out over there anyway. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, I'll probably continue to do things the way I have been doing it. Not, you know, hanging where I want to hang, you know, and dealing with the channels that I want to deal with. And continue to grow my own channel and continuing to create my own content and collab with who I want to collab with and leave that old negativity over there, you know, because it doesn't end well for the people who do that stuff. It just doesn't, you know, especially if you want to be taken seriously for whatever it is that you chose to come to the channel for. Yeah, it's a lot. It's going to be, you know, I mean, I don't know if you were in, well, you saw what happened in Bunny's chat, so. And I was like, dang, poor Bunny, because that's not what she wanted. So I'm just, you know, hoping that everybody can handle whatever beefs they have or whatever issues they have, handle them offline and preferably not in live streams and videos and stuff. Isn't that what grown-ups do? We talk about stuff, you know, in private. We don't scream it on the streets, but, you know, I know in some of the situations they have tried to take care of it in private. And then unfortunately that didn't work. So here we are. And some of the stuff was also so the rest of us would just know and not get caught up in it. And that I appreciate. But, you know, I don't think I would have got caught up in anything. To me, men, they are. You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right about that, Matt. And you know, my thing is that men, and you know, if there's a beef between two women, let them handle that stuff themselves. Why is a man jumping in the middle of it anyway? And why do we have so much of this, you know, just calling women out of their names? And you expect us to be okay with it. Then again, you have some women who are okay with that. I ain't one of them, but you know, I wish somebody would call me a B. I'm not that I'm not going to answer to it because it's not who I am. You know? But I guess I always think about it. You know, I said, maybe it's because I'm just a little older, you know? And I don't like drama in real life. So why would I want it in cyberspace with people who I truly don't know? I mean, probably the only way I would meet some of these people would be, I guess, if they make it to VidCon next year, because it was canceled this year. I was hoping to meet some you know, Black YouTubers at VidCon. You know, a bunch of us have talked about it. You know, those of us who don't do the drama, who are here creating content, you know, and want to see unity among the YouTubers who are Black. I know we're dreaming. I know we're drinking some Kool-Aid, thinking that could ever happen. But, you know, keep hope alive. But if you can get, you know, at least people to have a truce, to have a, you know, I don't mess with you, you don't mess with me, I ain't gonna talk about you, you don't talk about me. Then we're somewhere. If we can get them to that, if everybody could get to that point, at least to that point of being civil and acting like adults, it would be nice. It would be refreshing. I mean, I know it's probably not going to happen, but it would be refreshing. Those guys, I just don't even understand it. You know, guys who jump in the middle of something, you know, between, you know, two women are fighting and they calling each other these names, and then a guy jumps in and he's calling the woman. I'm like, what are you in the middle of this? That's how I see it. But it's YouTube. So, you know, the way people will handle stuff in the real world is not the way people handle stuff on YouTube. That's what I've come to understand. But they don't want to do that. They don't want to do that, Matt. They get views with the drama. That's the thing. The drama brings views. It brings views. You know? But see, here's the thing. If you do drama, you just have to keep doing drama, and you just have to keep creating more and more drama. But if you're trying to create, if you're here to create some type of brand for yourself, because everything I do, you know, like, this is just another extension of stuff that I do in mass media. You know, I did a radio show for 10 years. I didn't talk most of the time, but I did talk. You know, and I'm an author of a soon-to-be published book. Finally. Yeah, this quarantine has me writing, y'all. I'm getting my books done. But what I'm saying is that this is just part of who I am. And a lot of what I do is around me being an autism mom. Being a mom, period, really. But specifically because my son is now an adult and he's on the autism spectrum and he still needs me. I can't believe you're going to put this on while I'm doing my live. You're just wrongity wrong. This is like one of my favorite movies.
Take care of your business. Use you. I will not be interrupted.
This is so wrong.
My captions in peace. Thank you.
This is just so wrong. Do you know this? Do you know he put on school days, y'all? He has on school days. That's why I'm acting a fool over here.
G5G.
I'm over acting a freaking fool.
G5G.
Because I have good memories of when this movie came out, because I was actually part of the screening audience for School Days, because Spike Lee specifically wanted people who were in Greek organizations to come see the movie. So he handed out a bunch of passes at UCLA and at USC to the Black Greeks. And although I was out of college, my sorors got me some got some tickets. So I went. And it was great because I believe this was like one of the first movies that Ruth Carter did costuming in. And if you guys don't know who Ruth Carter is, I'm just going to tell you. She went to Hampton with me. I was younger than her, but I was in the Hampton Players with her. And she won an Academy Award for costume design for Black Panther. First African-American woman to get an Academy Award for costume design. So I was really excited because Ruth did that. And then Eric Payne, who played one of the fellas in the movie, was also had also gone to Hampton. Yeah, before I went to USC, y'all, I went to Hampton. I told you I went to an HBCU before I actually went to USC. And my freshman year at Hampton was great. I met Maya Angelou. You know, I was in the Hampton Players. I was doing radio at the campus station. And you're like, well, why the heck did you leave and go to USC? Because I was 19 years old and I wanted to go to California because I wanted to do music. That's why. So music is what brought me to California. I still do music, you know, but when I got out there and saw her, when I really saw what was really, really going on in the music industry, I had all the doors, knew all the right people, because this was back when Uptown was around, when I was, you know, seriously pursuing it at first. And then I kept pursuing it all the way up until when my son was born. And even after that. But during those early days, I saw some stuff, y'all. I saw enough. And I wasn't ready for that stuff. And I wasn't willing to compromise who I was and put myself into situations to get a record contract, to get in somebody's video, because that's when they were just starting to do videos. You know? So I remember those days. But School Days is a classic. It's a classic because it does bring about the colorism and the stuff that we, you know, still dealing with in our beautiful, wonderful, colorful Black people in the ADOS.
So sorry. And Jasmine Guy looked way better than Tisha Campbell. So sorry.
Oh, I knew Jasmine. She was real nice. She's real cool. Yeah, I knew Jasmine. She used to go to a church I used to go to.
Like I said, she looked way better than Tisha Campbell.
Yeah, but I'll just say this. Jasmine has not aged as well as Tisha.
What are you talking about now?
Yeah, back then, yeah.
Shit counted.
Back then, yeah.
Shit counted. Look at grandkids.
Well, you know, no, now.
Back when it counted.
Now, you know, Jasmine Guy, when I say she hasn't aged as well, I'm saying as she's gotten older, more of that Caucasian part of her is coming out of her light skin. So she just looks older. She's still a beautiful woman, but she just looks older. You know. And I'm older than her. But I'm brown skinned. So, you know, we don't really get the wrinkles on our brown skin.
Shots fired. I'm sorry, let's change the subject.
He's over here.
Struck a chord.
I like Jasmine.
Got to rubbing her face and shit and making the
Hey,
I can change the subject.
Hey, I've seen Tisha lately too. You forget. I'm sorry, you guys. He's got me talking because Tasha Smith, who is Tisha Campbell's best friend, is one of my friends. So therefore I know Tisha. And also because Tisha is an autism mom. And I've been to her place that she had out in Studio City called Zen. She named that after her oldest son.
Ain't got nothing to do with that. Look at them side by side. Shit. I ain't even close.
Yeah, but you know, back then, here's what I'm gonna. He's going back and forth, but he forgets the fact that at the time that School Days came out, Tisha Campbell was the bigger star because she had been doing everything since she was 14 years old.
She was seasoned.
Oh, Matt is laughing at us.
Yeah, she was seasoned. That's what you call that.
I know the movie is at the beginning of the movie. Yeah, this was back when Lawrence Fishburne was young.
Yeah, they all look young.
He was young back then.
They look like fucking kids.
Man, he looks so old now, y'all. And they're supposed to be doing another Matrix. But you know, everything got stopped because of what's going on. But they were working on a new Matrix.
Roll call.
But yeah, Larry looks old now. And he's another one who's been doing this since he was a kid. How many of y'all remember Cornbread Earl and Me? How many of y'all remember Cornbread Earl and Me? That was back when Lawrence Fishburne was Larry Fishburne. Yeah, Whitley was fine. I'm not even taking that from her, Matt. I'm not taking it from her. I know Eddie Murphy was interested in Jasmine Guy too. She had a lot of men interested in her. You know? Terry says, I remember seeing Tisha Campbell on TV when she was a teenager. Yep. Yeah. I remember when she was in Little Shop of Horrors. Mm-hmm. She was a teenager. Her and Tashina Arnold. That's how they met. Doing Broadway.
Suddenly see more.
And the funny thing is that when Tisha moved to LA, Tasha moved to LA with her, and she stayed with them for a minute because she wanted to be an actress too. And now Tasha and her sister Sidra, she's a twin because Tasha Smith is a twin. Her sister Sidra are both actresses and models. Shoot, people go to Tasha for acting workshops these days. Yeah, he wanted a lot of different women. But they say, but based on what I saw in that book about Miss Whitney Houston, you know, that I never finished, you know, telling you guys about, but I did actually finish the book. You know, Whitney Houston was very, very serious about him, but he was not as serious about her. She was just another girl to him. You know? Oh yeah, Tisha, and my soror AJ. AJ Johnson was in there too. That her and Tisha were in that together. Did you guys see the Entertainment Tonight? I think it was a few weeks ago where she was on. I think she was on Entertainment Tonight, whichever one comes on on NBC. She was on there with Mario Lopez, and Kid came and surprised her. Now Tisha, she can sing. I'm gonna give that to her. That girl can. She can hit some notes. She can hit some notes. She can hit all the notes that Mariah Carey can hit. I'm gonna tell you that. Tisha Campbell can hit all those notes. And how I know that is she did. Y'all know that Debbie Allen does a Christmas black nutcracker thing called, I forget, it's called the Nutcracker Suite or something. Anyway, I went to go see it one year, and Tisha was in it that year. And Tisha played one of the fairies. And she was in this scene and she was singing. And I mean, she went up into the rafters, and it was written into that. And she just kept going into the rafter, and it started being a joke because she could hit that note. And she just kept doing that high note. It was crazy. Crazy. Hey, Miss Pamela. Hey, Emmanuel. Yeah. So I'm going to give it to her. The girl has chops. She just has, for whatever reason, she's never really been promoted well. Every time she puts something out, it's not that she can't sing. I don't know what it is, because, you know, I mean, same thing. Think about it. Jamie Foxx, you know, who can sing his behind off. But he don't make as much money singing as he does acting and doing comedy. And he likes to sing more than he likes to do the other things.
What's the problem? Huh?
Never heard of what?
What's the problem?
Oh, you never heard of Cornbread Earl and Me? Really, Terry? Oh man, Terry, that's a classic. That's a classic. Cornbread Earl and Me. Jamal Wilkes was in it. He plays Cornbread. It's a classic. It was based on a book. Oh man, you gotta go find that. It's out there somewhere. Cornbread Earl. It might even be on YouTube. It's so old. That's a classic. That's like, man. If you were born before 1975, you should have seen Cornbread Earl and Me. And if you haven't seen it, that's your homework assignment. Go check it out. You can thank me later. Good movie. Good movie, I promise you. Really, Matt? Yeah, it's a great movie. You know what I mean? You know, and the thing is that throughout the whole, Jamal Wilkes was this was like when he was really young, obviously. but he wasn't in the movie for that long, but his character is kind of central to the entire movie. No, it's not too late. Not yet. I came on later tonight, Miss Pamela, though. It was so much going on. Everybody was live earlier. And I'm a mod in one of the channels. So I was modding. And then I had to charge my phone back up so I could watch the chat on my phone while I stream it on my my laptop. They can't see you, sweetie P. Mommy doesn't have the camera on right now. The camera's not on. The camera's not on. I'll let you know when I turn the camera on. I'll let you know when I turn it on. I'm not saying goodbye yet, though. Okay. I'm not saying goodbye yet. You better get it together over there, son. He's thinking about losing it.
Sit down.
See?
You sit down.
It gets like that over here, y'all. I'm going to put y'all on mute for just one moment.
Sit
One moment.
down, or you can...
All right, we're back. Sorry about that, y'all. It gets like that. You know, I don't know what day we're on, but he's stir crazy now. Yeah, because he's stir crazy. I don't know why he doesn't think the rest of us aren't. Hey, Magnum. Hey, Magnum, how are you? Thank you for coming. He sure was a kid in that movie. That was the first thing I ever saw him in. He wasn't even Lawrence Fishburne. He was still Larry Fishburne.
Well, King of New York.
You're the king of New York?
No, Larry Fishburne, King of New York.
Oh, yeah. Larry Fishburne.
He was in high school, yep.
Yep.
Oh.
But Cornbread Earl and Me was before that. And he was still Larry.
He was a baby.
That's what I'm saying. He was Larry Fishburne until he was an adult. And then suddenly it changed from Larry Fishburne to Lawrence Fishburne because he was on One Life to Live also when he was a kid. I think he was like a teenager when he was on there. And yeah, it was still Larry. It didn't become Lawrence until he was grown. He was, I mean, we talking about kid, you know? But at least he still looks the same because you can look at, if you see the movie, when you see the movie, you will know that that's him. It just will trip you out if you've never seen anything that he did as a kid. But I mean, he's another one who started out as a kid. He's been acting since he was a kid. I hear you, Terry. That could be tough. With all those people older than you. Yeah, you fighting to see what's on the TV. See, I'm the oldest. So what I wanted to see was generally what we were watching. Because I'm a lot older than my brother and sister. A lot older. So therefore, it was what I wanted. Yep. My dude just said that. He just said King of New York, Emmanuel. He just said that movie. My favorite is Deep Cover. That's my favorite movie. My favorite movie. My favorite movies. I have 3 favorite movies. 3 movies that I love. Deep Cover, School Days, and Mystic Pizza. And for those of you who don't know what Mystic Pizza is, it's the first movie that Julia Roberts ever did. It's a corny chick flick, but it's still a good movie. But yeah, Deep Cover and School Days and Mystic Pizza, those are my 3 movies. The Deep Cover is the one that I can sit there and, like say the dialogue along with them. He was. That's what I'm saying. He's been acting since he was a kid, And really, if you think about it, School Days was probably one of his first leading man, roles. Because Spike was bringing, because he was still young when this one came out. Oh, did you, Terry? I have my mom's collection of cards. I don't even know if they're worth anything. I just have them because they're hers. Oh, now we're watching the scene where the light skins and the dark skins, but it's not the one where they're in the beauty salon. But if you watch that, you'll see a whole lot of females that you're not expecting to see. That blew up after this. It's a good one. It's a good way to reminisce, down memory lane of, as far as people's acting careers. Yeah, but Terry he was one of 13. See, my mom was one of 11, but she was also the oldest girl. There was only one older than her. So, they are doing that scene where they're in the beauty slot with the wannabes and the jigaboos. Wannabes and the jigaboos. I would be a jigaboo. Unfortunately, I'm not light enough to really be a wannabe. And I wear my hair natural. And my natural hair is curly, but I'm still a brown girl, and I'm okay with that. Yeah, I don't know. When it comes to like the brown paper bag test, I was never light enough to pass that test. So I don't even know what light-skinned girl privileges supposedly are. The only privileges I got were the smart girl privileges. I got the smart girl privileges. That's what people knew about me. They knew that DC was a smart girl. And you know what? I'm okay with being the smart girl. I'm okay with that. Because my inner beauty shines out. Well, I love chorus line. We did a chorus line when I was in high school. And I did the what song did I did? I did the words just went out of my head. Awful Love. I did it off. What I Did for Love. Thank you, baby. What I Did for Love. That song. I did that song. That's the song that I did in chorus line when we were in high school. I love chorus line. And that's like one of the
it was drilled in
one of the only like I don't know a whole bunch of show tunes. You know, because there are people like you guys know I do karaoke. And there's a lot of people who do a lot of show tunes. I mean, they do everything. But I know What I Did for Love. And I know Evergreen from the movie A Star Is Born. And I know I Will Always Love You from either Best Little Whorehouse or The Bodyguard, whichever version you want. I can do them both. You know. And then I know a couple more. Obviously, I know, you know, stuff from The Wiz, you know, but I don't know a whole bunch of Broadway show tunes. I wish I did. But I didn't grow up in New York. I grew up in DC, where they play go-go. You know?
My music director was black and he was gay. That's all we played.
We played go-go, okay? We played go-go in DC, okay? You know, doing the butt, yeah. We was playing that. That came from my hometown. Yeah. I know Sugar Bear, or I knew him. Let me just say that, because I live in California now, but I knew him. I knew a lot of the guys that were in those go-go bands, because they're all in the same age range as me. We all were in high school at the same time, you know, because a lot of these guys, they were in high school band and they made their own bands and started playing around the city, because a lot of those bands that you guys now know, like when we were in high school, they would play like at people's proms and stuff. You know, back in the day, there was a lot of bands. Oh, that brings back memories. Because I remember, because the one thing I'll say about go-go music is that they use instruments. It is instrumentation. There are brothers up there playing instruments. It is no studio sound. And Chuck Brown was the godfather of go-go. I feel like busting loose. Giving a bridge now. Yeah. My hometown. But my hometown is on lockdown now. I think it's worse there in the DMV than it is here. I'm reading what you guys are saying in here. Oh, you know what I'm talking about, Matt. You being funny. But Dolly Parton didn't have no problems with Whitney Houston singing that song, covering her song, because she made money both times. She made money when she sang it, and she made more money when Whitney sang it. So she had no problem with that. Rest in peace, Miss Whitney. Rest in peace. Oh yes. Yeah, that's how you do it. You change it, you make it go down to change it from the white emoji to the brown emoji. Yeah, when you hold it down and it just allows you to slide over, because I have like my fairy. I made her the black fairy. I made all of my people black. So You know, I didn't go to the darkest brown. I went next to the darkest brown. You know, I went to the chocolate girl. The chocolate girl, that's me. Yeah, that's what I did. But I think on the Androids, they have some other emojis that we don't have on iPhone. Of course, they said that they had new emojis coming in, but I don't really see many. I don't see what different ones came in. I don't see what different ones came in. They gave you more smiley. They gave you more faces. I guess that's all that came in. And I think we got some more vegetables and stuff and fruits and stuff. But they only give you like one color for certain things. Like butterfly. The butterfly is blue in my iPhone emojis. But I'm a black butterfly or a brown butterfly. Either or. I'm not blue. But that's the only color they give you to choose from. So. You make the Drake emoji. You're so silly, Matt. You're so silly. You like, I made the Drake emoji black. That is hilarious. I just made all mine. All mine went to brown. If I haven't, it's only still the yellow color that they have in there if I haven't used it. But once I use it, it's brown immediately. But I haven't used some of them because, you know, like I don't use the, I've never used the rock on one because, you know, that's like devil horns. So I haven't used that one. I haven't used the DAP one yet just because I haven't used it. So some of them I haven't used. And thankfully I haven't thumbs down anybody yet. Yeah, I love that song. Doing the butts. Sexy, sexy. I love that song. It just reminds me of when I was young. That's why I love it. Because, you know, when I think about those songs, they remind me of when I was young. Before I ever had a child. When life was completely ahead of me, you know, when I had everything ahead of me. Now, I still have plenty of life ahead of me, but I also have a whole lot of life behind me at this point. So, you know, but back then, yeah. Man, I was in my 20s. When School Days came out, I was just out of school. So, yeah. I was young. I think I was working like my first like real job, which was in a bank. And and that's where I stayed in real estate lending. That was like my first real job back then when this movie came out. So I actually had real money. And I also had a real car note. Oh yeah. Now the movie is great. It's got good music in it and the singing and everything, you know. I give it to Spike. He did his thing with School Days. He did his thing with School Days. He really, you know, put a lot of it into it. And it's very interesting because you know that Spike is not in any Greek organization. So I just find it interesting that, he did this surrounding the Greek life, so to speak. I'm like, I said, did somebody not like him and he didn't make line or something when he was at Morehouse? What happened? But he made up a fictional, fraternity, of course. It's the classic movie. And y'all, it's at the scene where they're doing, where the ladies are on the stage and they're singing, and Tisha's doing her singing. That's why I said the girl can sing. She could sing back then, she could sing now. She still can sing, But she doesn't have an audience. I'm just gonna leave it at that, because we got the haters over here whispering.
She can sing her ass off. Oh,
we got the haters over here. We got haters over here, y'all. Anyway, I'm gonna come on camera for y'all. Hey everybody, how are y'all? It's Friday night, y'all. It's Friday night. And we have been locked up for a while. So excuse me if I'm laughing now, because it's been a wild week. And for those of you who have been in the mini chats that I've been in the last few days, it's been a wild week. But in the midst of that, I'm going to still continue to create my content. I am going to still do me. And I will be back on tomorrow, y'all. I'm going to try to come on during the day. I don't really want to wait until late tomorrow night to come on. And I do have to do a little working this weekend, because that's another story. I got to work this weekend, but it's not for good reasons, because our underwriters have been put on ITO. So that means, guess who's doing all the work? Guess who's doing all the work? Yes. So I have to work for a few hours this weekend. But in the meantime, I am going to be coming on. Maybe we'll have some morning coffee tomorrow. Maybe we'll do that. That might be a good thing. But I will see y'all tomorrow. I thank you guys for coming and hanging out with me with my silliness tonight. I'm sorry. But, I'm probably going to just get sillier and sillier as the days go on with being cooped up in the house most of the time. It just is what it is. But until tomorrow, you guys, I want to offer you guys peace and blessings from the West Side. Even though I'm from the East Side, but I'm on the West Side. I will see you guys tomorrow. Bye, everybody.